All right, so our last feed got cut off a little bit early, so we're giving you all a part two, a double dose of our pimping. So, before we were rudely interrupted, Mr. Derek, you were talking about the 5 transfers that we had for the men's basketball team. Go ahead and
Right.
continue.
Well, of course, we talk about those 5 guys. We don't really have a squad now, so I'm guessing we're gonna see how Highland's gonna build this team with the shortened season and just hard to kind of recruit now because you can't really see people in person. So I'm bothered by these 5 guys leaving, but I'm pretty sure that they know what they want to do with their careers, not to be Bulldogs. So that's how the cookie crumbles, or how the dog's bowl breaks.
Smooth. All right, so last topic talking about NFL spring ball. Super Bowl dog weekend is not gonna happen. Now, yesterday we actually recorded a version of this, and I was explaining that like I met my first girlfriend at Super Bowl dog weekend, all that type of jazz. It wasn't important, just a antecedent that we didn't get to put out to yesterday. But anyway, so how do you all feel about the fact that we will not be having Super Bowl dog weekend? Black Alumni weekend got canceled. Coronavirus is destroying our lives. Jeremiah first.
Well, I know, wasn't Black Alumni Weekend one of those ones where we possibly were supposed to be there, or was it something early in the? We were supposed to be one of the people doing a show from there, but I'm not really too disappointed. I wasn't planning to come home for it anyway, especially with how the Corona stuff out there. I wasn't probably going to come home, but I think really the main thing is losing spring ball. I think that's the thing that's going to be tough because obviously a lot of the teams you determine, you're pretty much who's going to start, who's going to play, your rotations, and get your first look at guys and see how they improve over off-season workouts. And obviously that's critical with us and kind of instituting that air raid system. We've kind of been a primarily run-based team really throughout the course of our history as a program. So now, even though we're still technically a spread team, shifting from the spread offense to the air raid is going to be a different look. So being able to see who those guys in those new roles, we don't have the tight end position anymore. So we're not a power team anymore. So I think that it'd been good to kind of see where our guys are at. I don't think the defensive shift will be that much. I think we're still gonna run a similar style of scheme, but you're gonna get an opportunity. The main thing is who's gonna be the number 2 quarterback. Right now, you don't get a chance to see that at the moment because we know Costello's our one. That's definite. He's the one. And then you have who do you have after that? Right now, a lot of people think it's Schrader just because he jumped over a dude and did a helicopter. Well, other than that, he can't.
It was a stupid play even when he did it, by the way.
I digress. But a lot of people were just giving him hype because of that one play that ESPN talked about. And they're like, we got our guy. It's like that classic look that just looks like the play from Any Given Sunday. Like, that's our guy. And everybody always forget that Cap Rooney got replaced in that game, but whatever. But so we really have to figure out who our number 2 guy is. We have the transfer coming in. I don't think it's a set that guy's going to be a starter because Mike Leach, throughout his history, even the guy that started for him last year, beat out a incoming transfer from a Division II school. So it's not a guarantee he'll start a guy like that after a Costello. So now you have KT, you have a Schrader, you have a Jalen Maiden, and now the guy coming in. So you would have had an opportunity to determine who you're probably next in line if Costello was to falter or get injured this year. So I don't think it's going to be kind of hard to determine that. So what does a KT do? So does he change his decision-making process? And because I honestly thought he's the guy, in my opinion, should have been in line to move the receiver. And then Schrader, he's a guy I think was in line. Maybe I think he was going to be our number 4 quarterback. I think that really what it's going to be. Hit after fall practice, after the new guy comes, maybe 3. But I think he's a guy to be in line to transfer. So I think that's where it's really going to hurt us as a program not being able to have spring ball because of the coronavirus.
All right, and Jeremiah, while you're at it, go ahead and touch on that new transfer. Or
he's okay. I mean, he's a solid player. I think a lot of people are looking at, he's only a 3-star, he's only this, and I don't think people need to get too hype about it. But you have to look at Leach is trying to get his type of guys, and some people could talk about what Leach type of guys are, but at the same time, I think he's trying to get a guy that fits his scheme. He's only going to be a walk-on. He's not even on scholarship. So you got a mid 3-star guy coming to your program that's a walk-on. But I think he's looking at the opportunity to come and play in Mike Leach's system because he's taking guys that were walk-on caliber talents like a Baker, but he didn't do Baker Mayfield, but guys like that and turn them into pretty good players. So, and you're always going to throw for a lot of yards. You're going to look good. So why would a guy not come play for Mike Leach? He fits the mold. Like Costello's guy from Stanford. The kid coming in, I think what's his name, Alan Walters. I may have his name wrong. He's coming from Vanderbilt. So, they're very smart guys. They're accurate, and they fit what he's trying to do. So he's really resetting his quarterback room. That means some other guys are probably about to leave the room, but he's resetting his quarterback room. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Will Greer's Will.
I mean, Will Rogers, not Will
Rogers,
Greer.
Greer. I
Will
don't
Greer
know.
plays
Sorry.
for the Panthers.
Will Rogers, excuse me. Sorry. Will Rogers.
But he comes from Vandy. Vandy. I don't care how smart you are.
Jay
Play
Cutler.
football for Vandy. You don't go to Vandy to play football.
Jay
You go to
Cutler.
Vandy. What's that?
Jay Cutler went to Vandy.
Well, and you see what, and every team he's went to and left, they hate him. Don't get me wrong. This kid is talented. He had offers from Alabama, Kentucky, a couple other Power 5 squads. But still, he went to Vandy.
And
Vandy went through 3 quarterbacks. All 3 of these quarterbacks, including this guy here, are all gone. So they're starting anew in the quarterback room. So he wasn't going to start at Vandy. He wasn't going to play at Vandy. Yeah, I understand what Coach Leach did for our homeboy, the mustache, the Mississippi mustache, Garner Minshew. But I don't know, man. Here's the bottom line is we all know who going to be starting quarterback is. If he's healthy, KJ Costello. As far as, I don't think KT should move to wide receiver. He wants to play quarterback. And that is what he should play. If he's not going to play quarterback at Mississippi State, he needs to transfer somewhere and get a chance to play quarterback. He still has 2 years of eligibility left. Jalen Maiden, who I absolutely love, we haven't gotten a chance to see him aside from mop-up duty his true freshman season, and he didn't get a chance to throw it then, so Jomo again, wasting, talent as far as in an inconsistent quarterback room. Yes, I know we had Thomas Stevens and Schrader playing musical chairs, but they were very inconsistent. They had pretty good seasons statistic-wise, but they were inconsistent. Yes, I know Moose could only play 4 games, but let him throw it. Who cares if he throws for 400 yards in all 4 games? Let him play. You know what I'm saying? And that way you could have seen what you had for next year. Unfortunately, Joe Moorhead got fired. Same thing with KT. Give him some playing time. Why play KT at wide receiver? But now we have Mike Leach. Gotta let Joe Mo go. I think all of them are gonna stay at least through spring practice.
well,
I don't think no one's gonna whenever we have spring practice or whatever, or summer practice or whatever practice. You know what? I had to reset that because that's going to impact KT because KT has 2 years left. He's not going to want to waste one of his years trying to compete for a job where he knows he's not going to start until KJ Costello gets that. What's that, Arthur, that night? What is that you're doing, man?
I'm pretending I'm on Psycho.
Oh, my God.
you're on
But,
what?
hey, I mean,
Movie, Jeremiah.
he's pretending he's on Psycho. You've never seen a
I
Psycho
still
series?
reference right now, right?
You don't. Oh, my God.
I just saw Paid in Full for the first time a couple days ago, so I'm behind on the time sometimes.
You just saw what for the first time?
Paid in Full for the first time. I know my
Bro,
black card
baby.
got revoked.
We're gonna have to add a movie or TV show segment to our podcast. Pick at Jeremiah for what he's never seen.
I've seen most. Don't get it twisted. I just never saw Paid in Full. I've never seen Scarface. I'm not in the mob movies, so.
Wow. But anyway, I'm done.
And you know that mob movies is my favorite. So Darius Slade leaving those losers, that factory of sadness in Detroit, and going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sadness.
And they're kind of they a bunch of losers, and then they won a Super Bowl one time. So basically, they're Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. But Darius Slade going over there had some problems with Matt Patricia, saying that he was filleting a guy who burnt them on a play, and told him that he wasn't elite. Thoughts? I'm gonna start off with Derek on this one.
Well, I don't think Matt Patricia has any room to criticize Darius Slay because the way he has been coaching the past couple of years, he should be fired. He has no right to say anybody is not elite. He's not even an elite coach. He's not even a good football coach. How dare you call a multiple Pro Bowl cornerback, a cornerback who's led the league in picks, all pro, multi-million-dollar, number one corner in your squad, not elite? And you're not even an elite football coach. I can't wait to see how. Man, will you please put that damn knife down, bro? I can't concentrate because if you cut yourself, man, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm almost like wishing I was the host of the show. I can do them like I do my kids when we have videos and cut off the video. I almost have to use classroom management techniques.
But I can't wait to see how Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay, two former Bulldogs, team up with Cox in that front seven and Slay in that secondary. It's gonna be awesome to have two Bulldogs, two of the highest paid players at their position, playing on the same squad.
Right. Well, I guess I'll just jump in there.
That's you, Jeremy.
Yes, I mean I kind of like it too. Just the fact that it kind of just adds to another Bulldogs getting a big payday. You have Darius Slay. Fletcher Cox has already established himself as one of the top D tackles in the league. Got guys like KJ Wright, Montez Sweat, who's eventually, hopefully, going to get paid. Chris Jones is about to get paid. Maybe not in Kansas City, but he's about to get paid. B-Mac. We got a lot of players. Preston Smith.
How dare you? Don't put that in my Chiefs' future, bruh. I need him back in Kansas City so we can defend our Super Bowl title.
Tell Pat Mahomes not to sign and break the bank because they can't keep both. So, that's probably not going to happen. And if I'm Chris Jones, I don't get on no hometown discount. I'm going to get my paper. So, at the same time.
Sign a franchise tender and get signed next year. A two-time franchise player. There you go.
So, they're going to sign him and Patrick Mahomes to a record NFL deal at the quarterback position.
I mean, let Chris Jones sign a franchise with his franchise player 2 years in a row. Then you sign Mahomes, and then after the year you sign Mahomes, you sign Jones.
Not gonna happen. We know it's not gonna happen. Like, so if they really wanted to sign Chris Jones to a massive deal, it'd have been done by now. Just like St. Louis did with Aaron Donald. I mean, I love Chris Jones. I think he's awesome.
We really should have signed him to a contract after he had that unbelievable season last year. That's when we should have re-signed him.
I think they're playing more of a game of chicken with him. They know they probably can't keep him and Patrick Mahomes with the way the quarterback market is right now. I mean, Ryan Tannehill just got 30. What do you think Pat Mahomes is going to get? I mean, unless he's just feeling really generous, if he doesn't get at least 40, something's wrong. And all this money's probably going to be guaranteed, not just like on the episode of Ballers. He's going to get probably all guaranteed money. He's 25, 26, something like that. He's the real deal. He's already won a Super Bowl. I mean, you got to pay him. So Chris Jones probably isn't going to get his money, at least from Kansas City at least. So he should get his money, but it's just the economics of the situation. But, yeah, it's really good. Big play Slade. Just to touch on what Matt Patricia said, let's just hope they win next year, because if they don't, he gone. Because I think something like this is going to burn his bridges with a lot of, Darius Slay is not with the Lions because of his relationship with Matt Patricia. He's not with them because they could not pay him. And corners tend to get traded for whatever reason. How many corners have finished their career with elite corners have finished their career with the same team? Deion Sanders even says that never happened. Say you never get appreciated by your first team. That just don't happen. So, I mean, it's just how it normally goes. They don't appreciate till you go to another team and you win a Super Bowl or something. So, I think
sucked when Deion played with him, though.
I mean, Lion, that's probably why they got rid of him. Like, you can't win with him. So, I think it's unfortunate. And then Matt Patricia, they don't win next year, he's gone.
Mm-hmm. And that's a pattern with former Patriots coaches. Bill O'Brien, a former Patriots coach, talking noise to his players, insulting them, belittling them, and thinking you're going to be able to hold a locker room down. Nah.
To his credit, he's had a pretty good run of it without the Patriots. So the Texans have
Bill O'Brien. Well, Bill O'Brien proved himself in college. Matt Patricia just ran the defense that Romeo Cornell left behind.
Right. So
Oh,
I think some of them guys try to too much try to be a Bill Belichick. But Bill Belichick, he has Tom Brady. Had Tom Brady, and he had all those great assistants. So now, I mean, those guys are out there coaching, and as Shannon Sharp said one time, they forget that Bill and Tom ain't coming with them. So it's like they
right.
don't have those guys coming with them. So
Why are you making faces, bruh? Really? You realize folks gonna be to see you, right?
Yeah, actually, no. Believe it or not, no. It only has the camera on the person who's talking.
actually, it shows everybody when you record.
No, when I looked at it, it was only because I had it in the speaker view. But anyway, that's beside the point. So that
You
brings
don't
us,
want to record. Okay.
yeah,
That
that
makes
brings
sense.
us to the last topic, which is why will the Cowboys not pay Dakota Prescott? What is the reason for this, Jeremiah?
He's asking for too much money. I think that they're
Deserves
playing
it.
a game of chicken. They don't there are only so many good quarterbacks in the league. I mean, the Titans, and that's something we was talking about before the show. The Titans just gave Ryan a friend of mine we were just talking about. I was talking about with another friend. They just gave Ryan Tannehill $118 million over 4 years. How is Dak not going to get at least 35 per year? It wouldn't even make sense. Like Tannehill's had one decent season. You didn't
He
make it with
wasn't
the
even a
first.
starting quarterback to begin the season.
Exactly. And Dak has at least led it to the Cowboys to the playoffs twice. Yes, I understand he has Zeke, but are we going to really blame him for that? There's plenty of quarterbacks that have done well with great talent behind them. I mean, look at the Cowboys' original big three. You had Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman, who was just average, but that's a whole another conversation. But Dak, since they've gotten Amari Cooper, look at what his numbers are. He's been one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league numerically. He's healthy. He's marketable. He has that classic look for the Cowboys, starting quarterback, franchise quarterback. He should run a little more, in my opinion. But at the same time, I think people always hating on the man, saying he doesn't deserve this, he don't deserve that. Like, what does he have to do to prove that he's that caliber quarterback? If you look at his numbers against Tom Brady's early, although Tom Brady has the Super Bowls, his numbers are actually quite comparable, if not better, than Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's considered the GOAT, although they've made like 9 Super Bowls. Dak has to do that. But at the same time, and Tom Brady had a lot more around him. He wasn't coached by Coach Clapp. So at the same time, like I don't know. I just really hate how Dak is not getting his money.
I agree. I'm glad that the Cowboys are now back at the negotiating table with Dakota Prescott. We're gonna see how he put the icon up there. We're gonna see how he adjusts to Mike McCarthy's offense because Jason Garrett is no longer there. We know what Mike McCarthy can do with a quarterback. We know what his offense has done the past couple of years. Watching the Packers, even though they did struggle in his later years, the Packers he helped make Aaron Rodgers who he is today. So I know a lot of that is depending on the talent and work ethic of the quarterback. But have you seen Dak's pregame routine? I mean, he's out there doing like dance moves with his hips, man. I mean, so this guy has worked to create himself, to turn himself into an elite quarterback. He has all the tools. He has the work ethic. Will he get to where he needs to be? I think so. Will he win a Super Bowl? I'm not sure, but he's going to continue to play at a high level. Continue to put pieces around him where he can grow as a player. Because if you don't have no weapons, you can't win at all.
Right.
I mean, even Tom Brady with his sorry weapons, they were good enough to win though. But
Right.
hey, when you're in Dallas, you gotta have talent. When that NFC East, you gotta have talent. Imagine if you put New England in a tougher conference. Would they have been dominant so long? You know what I'm saying? If you
That's
put
true.
them in a tougher conference, I mean, like you had the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills.
Well,
The
they wanted
Jets,
to play. If
the
they wanted to play
Jets, the
football and
Jets,
filming people, they probably wouldn't win many games either.
the Jets are an acronym for just in the season. So hey, I mean, pay that.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and pay the dude, but at the same time, I felt as though that probably 9 times out of 10, the reason why they didn't sign him first is because they were trying to get that Amari Cooper situation sorted out. And since he's getting franchise tag, at least he won't be making rookie contract money anymore. So I guess it's a little bit more palatable. But as Shannon Sharp would say, sometimes he can be guilty of a few empty calories, and there are games that they lose that they just have no business losing, and I guess that he does have a bit of a A-Rod kind of air about himself where, yeah, they'll start making a run at the end of the game when the game is out of reach, whereas it would be like, man, it would have been nice if he would have did this earlier. Kind of remind me of LeBron. But anyway,
uh,
I know you won't.
Look, hey, look, that's for a whole nother podcast. All right, we can go there, but
look, man, I know that you be on LeBron's we're gonna say coin pouch sometimes. But yeah. So that's about it. So I guess that brings us to the end of our first recorded episode of the Black
no,
Dog.
it's not first recorded. First that you need to make sure you say.
Man, I
First video.
Look, yeah, I didn't really had it with
great
you.
podcast last night. Too bad he forgot to say
it was awesome too, man.
I hadn't really had it with this dude, Jeremiah, if I can be honest with you. I'm about 5 seconds.
that's your close personal friend of yours.
No, I'm about 5 seconds. Hey, look, I'm about 5 seconds away from Derek Thomas and his ass. Put it out there.
Wait, what you mean?
What's that? Hey,
attacking him like Dave Craig? What you mean by Derek Thomason? What's that supposed to
Nah, like when y'all had that beef episode, that's what's gonna happen. Told him, man.
Let's hope you don't get into big long lectures about nothing. That's a Derek thing. So.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, how you go? I know you ain't no old long-winded self.
I'm long-winded. I'm a teacher, so I explain things.
Yeah,
so,
whatever, man. Whatever.
Anyway, so this brings us to the ending of the first one that y'all go see anyway. Episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast that is recorded in HD so that y'all can see my handsome face. Matter of fact, let me
brush your hair,
not yet.
Get your soul glow on.
Not yet, guys. Watch this though. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and give Jeremiah the dibs on giving his parting thoughts. I know it's gonna be something really heartfelt and emotional. So go ahead and take it away, Jeremy.
No, I think, man, just tell everybody just needs to be safe out there, man. Stay at home unless you got to go somewhere. I'm probably about to go get something to eat myself. So just be safe. Wash your hands. Please wash your hands. Please wash your hands. And that's all I ask right now. I mean, hopefully we can get back to having some sense of normalcy in the next month or two, and maybe be shorter if 4-5 has away. But at the same time, I think just everybody be safe right now, man. Be with your families and use this as a time to reflect and just think about what your next steps are going to be once we do get away from this global pandemic.
All right. So, Derek, next.
I'm going to be short and sweet, man. I just want to pray for everybody across the world that, that we can, overcome this pandemic and just be able to live our lives, man. I'm just ready for the end. I want my sports back. I'm ready to live life again, man. Real talk.
It would have been better if your audio wasn't muted.
Oh yeah, really? Same thing that I said yesterday.
My audio was muted or Arthur's
mine.
Muted? Oh
man,
my God.
Looking like a 35-year-old Spice Adams.
Anyway, and you don't want to do that, Jeremiah. You already know how I am.
I said Spice Adams. I didn't say Kelly Price.
Oh my God. Anyway, so as I was saying before, Jeremiah, who want to be roasted so bad that he ain't thinking, make sure that y'all don't take y'all happy-go-lucky ass into these grocery stores and buy up all of the tissue and the eggs and the alcohol and all that type of stuff. Take only what you need, enough to sustain yourself for like, a week or two, so that other people can have things also. I stay by Cash Saver down here in South Jackson, and they actually have limits on stuff, and lo and behold, they actually have food. I've never seen anything like it. But like I say, that's the end. In the words of Vic Schaefer, praise the Lord and go Dogs. And one last thing. So all the ladies that's watching this,
I think you finna break out into a shimmy.
Hey, look, if the coronavirus don't take you out, I will. Okay, bye.